might have a record crowd tonight. Said nobody ever.
Hey, it's always possible.
Well,
Strange things have happened.
I guess just depending on what is being said, who hears it, who sends out the bat signal,
Right.
what people come tumbling in because something's being said.
Well, let's also face it. This isn't a polarizing topic.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Because okay, time out. Let me rephrase. The subject matter of the title of said episode is not polarizing topic. If people took the time to read the descriptor box, as you would call it, then it would be something different. But no, I'm not going to say it. Actually, I am going to say it just for the simple fact that aggravation gets the best of me at times. And not necessarily at people who come and hang and talk and interject and interact with us here. Not enough people read in the first place.
no, come on.
So, and surprisingly enough, and I'm just, since there's not many people here and we know not a whole lot of people actually watch this in the archives, I'm surprised that nobody's bothered to pick up a few of the subtle hints over the last couple episodes of me losing my job. I mean, they've been subtle, but, you know, for those who actually give a shit, after over 20 years with the same company, they are laying me off effective July 24th. Of all fucking days, that would have been my mother's birthday. What would that have been? 1, 2, carry the 5. I don't know, 70. You know what? I'm going to not fuck up my math here, so I'm going to break out the calculator here.
Isn't that Bob's? Is that Bob Lewis's birthday too?
I don't know. Yeah, she would have been 74. So yeah, of all fucking days, that'd be my last day. I was informed on the 1st of May. The outer circle chat was made aware. Brad, that was the reason, if you actually happen to watch this in the archive. That's why I didn't wish you a happy birthday on May 1st, is because that was when I got notified and got the news. And it was along the lines of, yeah, happy birthday to Brad. I got the great news of finding out I'm losing my job. So, no, this has nothing to do with the bankruptcy thing. This management folks and such, they're all about outsourcing to low-cost regions. They're all about trying to fucking introduce AI when it's like, yes, there are things in which can be replaced with AI. However, 20 years of product knowledge and process experience within the organization, you can't teach AI that. So at the end of the day, I don't fucking give a shit, honestly. I feel bad for the person who's quote unquote taking over the responsibilities. he's becoming a supervisor technically without being a supervisor. Yeah, here, you're going to be responsible for approving timesheets and approving time off when these people move under you, but yet you're not a supervisor. Oh, and by the way, our HR related system that does all that, you can't move people under somebody who's not a supervisor or a manager. So how's that going to work? Oh, yeah. And by the way, due to internal controls and compliance and separation of duties, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to get access to a couple transaction codes in the system. Oh, and guess what happened? He's not getting access to those. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I training this guy? The guys in India can do it. They can do the job. Great. But what happens when India's on holiday and he's the one taking care of the job? Who's he going to ask? Well, guess what? He can't ask my old boss because she's already told her boss that, like, once Steven's gone, I want nothing to do with repair. Nothing. So I'm not helping. I'm not answering anything. I'm not doing anything. We're not doing shit. So it's like, I feel bad for him, but I don't, because this solidifies and proves the fact that my position is not getting eliminated. I've been here over 20 years. I make X amount of money and you're cutting cost. It's a cost cutting exercise, nothing more. And then I found out yesterday there were people in another country that were informed and notified. Three people, just 3 people. That doesn't include the total number, but 3 people. Combined tenure of 100 years between 3 people. Combined tenure of 100 years. Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's going to be, again, more and more prevalent.
Well, until they try all this and realize, look at the shit that happened with Vinny, right? He was about to lose his role and his job because they were going to replace it with AI and automation. And it didn't work because AI is only as smart as the people who are inputting the data in order for it to actually get smarter and understand and do what you want it to do. It's only as strong as its weakest link, so to speak. And when they realized it didn't work, it's like, oh yeah, we need you. We need to keep you around, but we need you to do something else, but also kind of do this until we can figure out how to actually make it do what we want it to do. And good for him. Like, he ended up finally getting an opportunity and is loving where he's at. It's a breath of fresh air for him. I can only hope that the same thing happens to me. But the one saving grace, been there 20 years, I get 20 weeks of severance. Granted, that doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and twiddle my thumbs for 20 weeks and just wait. So it wasn't surprising. I wasn't surprised. And that's exactly what I told HR. I was like, to be honest, not surprised, disappointed, but not surprised. This whole generic BS prepared statements and shit that they do chat my ass more than anything. This is not performance based. We're having a change in the direction of the company. Your position is being eliminated. Okay, so then why is somebody else taking over the job function?
Yeah.
If my position is being eliminated. Two, if it's not performance based, why aren't you finding me something else to do? Oh, again, damn, I forgot. That's right. It's because legally you can't say we are cutting costs. I don't know why. I'm not
Everybody knows that's what it is.
like just fucking call it what it is, man, and be done with it. I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think there would be a lot less aggravation and people being completely pissed off in those situations if they just would cut the shit and just tell people like it is. Don't give me this corporate manufactured fucking form letter garbage bullshit and just flat out say, "Hey, unfortunately, we're not making the amount of money that we're hoping for. We need to cut costs and this is the way we need to do it." Okay, fine. It still pissed me off. It still pissed people off, but at least they were honest about it.
Yeah.
Ty, you have no idea. This isn't a supervisor thing. This is VP, executive VPs, and senior VPs at that level. They're the ones who fucking have no clue of what goes on during a day. They have no idea what people do for a job. Why? Because they refuse to take the time to have conversations. And it proves that nobody at that level gives a shit about anybody else but their bottom line. Because if they knew, if
their portfolios, their
yep,
incentives, their bonuses, their whatever.
Yep. Like when two of the three people that my boss told me about, I'm like, oh dear Lord. I'm like, who's gonna take over this? She's like, oh, this is the funny thing. Because of where they are in the world, yeah, they were notified. But because of country law, these people are about to go on vacation for the summer for 3 weeks. And you're wanting me to put in requisitions to hire people in low-cost regions in order to get people up to speed in a matter of 3 weeks because they're going on vacation for 3 weeks. So in other words, you have literally set me up to fail. And the people who are coming in to do the job function, setting them up to fail. How in the fuck do you think that's going to work? One of them being the last, well, okay, one of the last two remaining people who know the ins and outs of one of our licensing mechanisms. I'll call it, it's actually a license server. Knows the ins and outs, the issues, the problems, the fixes, yeah, he's on that list, which now leaves one person. And that person is already freaking head first, feet deep, whatever the fucking terminology you want to use, into other shit that's going on. It's like Here, let's pile more shit on more people. And I tried to tell the poor guy who I've been training. I'm like, dude, like you should have told him no. When they told you this is what you were going to start, you should have told him no.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, like I got to, I was like, no, I get it. Worried about your job. Yes, I understand. But no. If they would have thrown that any, other duties deemed necessary by management, yeah, you can shove that right up your ass. If there's not a job description or you haven't signed a contract that states that somewhere in it, you can tell them to shove that up their ass. You are being asked to take on something, one, that yes, you can do it. You're not a dumb guy. It's very simple. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of work. You're really not. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. I mean, technically a monkey could do it. I'm not trying to sit there and be like, hey, I'm a smart motherfucker. Nobody else can do my job. That's not what I'm getting at. I purposely made the job easy on purpose because that's technically what you're supposed to do.
Work smarter, not harder.
I mean, come on. Like, I'm Lean Six Sigma, man. Like, fuck, that's my whole purpose in life is to make shit simple. Remove waste, simplify processes. That's what I do. Ultimately, working myself out of a job, which I told a lot of people that, if that's ultimately what happens, then I've done my job. And that's what I keep telling myself. Kind of makes me feel a little bit better. But I told him, I'm like, no disrespect. Like you and I have been working together for a long time. A long time. I respect you. I know you respect me. I get it. So you don't say no when they decide to say, this is what we're going to have you do. You're going to start training with Steven on transition. Okay, fine, whatever. You don't want to have a backbone? Okay, not my problem. But the minute they told you and put it in writing that you were going to be responsible for uploading timesheets and approving timesheets and approving time off requests and basically becoming a supervisor without being a supervisor and without getting some sort of promotion and or pay increase, you've lost your fucking mind. That's where you fucked up. And not to mention, they should have revamped their thought process when I brought up A, B, and C that what were going to be a problem. And what happened? Oh, Houston, we have a problem. Oh, that's right, because I've been here for 20 years. I understand things. I've dealt with fucking internal controls and compliance. If people would freaking ask the question, they would probably know, hey, you may want to rethink this. Ty, yes, they will have my phone number. As a matter of fact, the phone number that I have is actually a company cell phone number. I am taking it with me. I've had it for 19 and a half years. I'm taking my fucking phone number. I can't take the phone, but I'm taking the phone number. And that's already been approved. And even if it wasn't approved, again, I've been there over 20 years. I know people. I would still get my fucking phone number. Like, and a part of me, if I was devious, if I was petty, if I was evil,
conniving,
that's another good word. Deceitful, hateful. Any sort of synonym that you want to throw out there in regards to any of those terms. I'd be having conversations with our customer base, pretty much telling them what this company is doing, and basically tell them, you know what? Don't sign a new agreement. Take your business elsewhere. Hit them in the pocketbook. And when they ask why, tell them it's because you're letting go people that have been here forever and a day who understand our needs, our requirements, understand our account, know my but I can't do it. I just don't have it in me. They'll sync themselves, like they will sync themselves. They hold like it's 50 years in business. Yeah, well, not at the rate you're going. It's not going to be 50 years more, I can tell you that. If it is, I'd be surprised. But truth be told, I think they're literally cutting costs in preparation to sell. Just my opinion. No, there will not be some random person. It will still be me. That would not happen. And if, like, not to mention, it's not like I wouldn't say, hey guys, like, remove this phone number, add this one. I mean, I wouldn't do that to you. I mean, come on.
I hope so.
But it is funny, you know, I've told a few people, I'm like, look, I'm that kind of person that, you know, if I get a random phone call needing help with something, if it's every once in a while, okay. But if for any reason it happens more frequently than what it should, I've already told people I'm going to start invoicing this company. And if they don't pay the invoice, I'm going to send them to fucking collections. And everybody's like, you wouldn't. I said, you freaking watch me. I'm no longer employed with you. I did this out of the kindness of my heart because I still appreciate and respect some of the people who have reached out to me. But it's becoming a little bit too frequent. I don't work for you. You are now going to compensate me for my services. And by the way, it's $1,000 an hour with a 1 hour minimum. So no matter what, use the time wisely because I'm billing you for $1,000. And if you don't pay it in net 45 terms, I will send your ass to collections. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Sorry. I'm off my high horse. What do you want to talk about, Dave? But now it's out in the open. So now everybody knows. But that just goes to show you here. People don't fucking pay attention. There's been a few. They've been subtle. And they've been random. And that's okay. I don't fault anybody. But let's be real. Like, Joe already knew because he's in the outer the outer circle chat. Dave's known, Vinny's known, Bob's known. But, you know, I digress. I'm twiddling my thumbs even more so now than what I ever have.
I think the good part about that, in a sense, again, trying to put, because everybody knows I'm the positive force of
I said absolutely nobody.
this triad and this community. It'll allow you, collecting wise, if you choose. Okay, now let's Denver Broncos autos. Who do I have? I'm going to start writing those guys down, and just so I don't sit there and you happen to stumble, you go to the card shop, you do something, you Ryan's in town for the Dallas show, you're like, hey kiddo, let's fucking go there and just check out the lay of the land. You said you want to go to the show? You ready for it? You ready? Okay, you ready? Let's take a peek. You see, I don't know, Simon Fletcher auto. And you're like, I thought I had a pro line. I thought I had a something. I don't know though. This way, at least you can sort of. Again, it's not the most important shit. It's not the stuff that's going to be in the forefront, the front burner, whatever. But it's something where you at times can immerse yourself in other shit and sit there and like, okay, there's something to like. I won't say like bracket your thoughts, but like bracket your brain instead of your brain just like bouncing all over the place with whatever's going on. And just okay, I can sit there and go through this stuff and then do this and then yeah, maybe right now I'm not going to be looking, but at least I know, hey, I've got a Romo, I've got a fucking No Sean, I've got McCaffrey, I've got Rod Smith, whatever you've got, you know. So it's easy. You alphabetical, put them in alphabetical order. Terrell Davis, you start. I know you don't like to usually put like a top 25, like a Vinny or I would put like this is like our old west, our most wanted. Like if stuff came up, and again, you don't even have to put up the PMG green. You don't have to put up the 24 karat brilliance. You know those are going to be A, expensive, but B, that's going to be the top of the list anyway because those are just of our era and of our importance. But just
That's
stuff
correct.
like, okay, maybe I don't have whatever year upper deck jersey of TD. And if he's got like 97 or 98 through 02, I don't have the 2000. I want to get that because I just want to finish the run. Because those are important to me, because those are important to collectors of that time frame, because upper deck and the game jersey, that was, again, I know Collector's Edge had the footballs come out, but when you start thinking about it, and again, overall as a hobby hierarchy, as it were, the upper deck game jerseys are the top of the mountain, to the peak, to the pinnacle.
To a lot of people, yes.
So it's
And
just
for
stuff
those,
like that you can sit there and look through and be like, hey, Nolan Ryan was important to my family. I want to look at some of his cards. I want to see what's out there specifically, maybe of moments I remember. Braves cards, Cubs cards, stuff with that. Just again, it could be a fucking Jerome Walton rookie card.
no, I appreciate it. Like don't anybody think that it's still not upsetting, that it's not frustrating, that it's not nerve-wracking, stressful. It is. I've lost some sleep, 100%. I've gotten shit-faced drunk a few times. But, I've been in an industry for 25 plus years. And in that amount of time, you amass a lot of contacts. And, not saying that I want to pigeonhole myself and remain in the industry, so to speak. Maybe it's time to actually get the fuck out of the industry because, truth be told, I feel like there's a lot of companies out there in this space that pigeonhole people and don't fully pay people what they're worth because they're just cheap as fuck. That's one thing that's a driving factor because I know I'll put things into perspective. And this is I won't say it's generic, but this isn't going to tell you how much money I make or how much money I used to make. In the 20 years, roughly, no, I can say in the 20 years, 20 and a half, but 20 years I've been employed there, not including as a contractor. So I've actually been there longer, technically. In the 20 years I've been there, my pay has only increased $27,000 a year. So just put that into perspective, folks. That's basically $1,500 a year is what my pay increased year over year. And the sad thing is, the bulk of that pay increase came after 2 years, and that's because I got a huge ass fucking promotion. So there you have it. That ought to tell you something. We've had people go and make $20,000 to $35,000 more a year. That ought to tell you something too. And yes, call me dumb, call me ignorant, call me stupid, call me a dumbass. They're fair statements. I did it because I loved the people I worked with. I respected my bosses. And I enjoyed what I did. But not anymore. They all can fuck off. But Dave, just for context, and yes, I know you were just throwing out some card related content in regards to conversation, since that's
rambling road.
That is the lower thing on the totem pole. However, I have mentioned this. I have been selling quite a bit of stuff, all Magic stuff. Don't anybody think that I'm getting out of the card collecting space. But I have been spending a lot of time doing that. And let me tell you, that shit's actually been keeping me busy the last week and a half, which is always good. No, I do not have Black Lotus for sale. I don't have that caliber of Magic cards, but I do have a gold signature Michelangelo card up for sale if you want it. One of the headliners from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set, but yeah, it's been kind of cool going through and seeing some of the stuff. It's I initially told Dave and Vinny and Michael that I was planning on opening an eBay store for a few months, starting June 1st. And then when I was like, oh shit, my monthly payouts happen on the first Tuesday of every month. So I'm like, depending on how fast they would process said payment for store, if I opened it on June 1st, it probably hit after they sent my money. And I'm like, I was trying to avoid it getting charged somewhere else. So I need for some of my funds to actually become available on eBay, because they process until things get delivered. And for anybody who doesn't know anything about selling on eBay anymore, it's like it's a little bit more streamlined. You can get paid pretty fast, but they hold funds until shit gets delivered. So there is that little fun caveat. which used to not be a thing. It's like you sell something, they pay you, you ship. Well, now it's you sell something, they pay you, you ship, but you don't get the money until it's delivered. It's like, gee, thanks. Uh, so yeah, I need some fundage to be available so I can open the store. And but in since March, I guess since the beginning of March, I think it's $4,200 in gross sales. So nothing, not too shabby. Of course, I looked at I looked at the fees, the total fees that I've paid so far. I nearly had a fucking coronary. Almost $800 I have paid in fees. Now that's including shipping. So that's including shipping fees. But that's final value fees, and they're 13.5% that fucking eBay takes now for any trading card purchases over X amount of money. Yeah. And it's only for trading cards and collectible cards. Because eBay wanted their fucking money, man. Because of how much money people, like billions of dollars, passes through multiple hands on eBay when it comes to cards. Whether it be Pokemon, Magic, One Piece, football, basketball, billions of dollars.
We said that too. It's like at some point, just like the card companies wanting their cut instead of somebody else getting their cut, it's like, well, you guys are getting a hell of a deal. It's like we are the facilitator of this deal. I think we should get a little more of the pie. Which, again, it's hard to disagree because that's been the gold standard for 25, 30 years. I mean, Yahoo Auctions was around, Bidville was around, you had all these other sites, and I mean, Blowout still is a thing.
Yeah. But eBay gets the views.
That's the thing, and yeah, I mean, you can sit like Golden to Fat Fanatics, whatever. It's like
they still don't like. They're nowhere near.
Yeah, you don't hold a candle to that.
And Bobby, you're right. Facebook does offer some opportunities. In the event that I get stuck paying taxes, my plan is to stay below the threshold. Yes, that includes, if the IRS is watching. I know the requirements. And if I can stay below the requirements, which is what I'd like to do, which is why I won't keep the store open forever. I'm only doing it to decrease some of my fees a little bit. There's better tracking when it comes to eBay reports and PayPal reports and all that other kind of stuff. And like I don't use Facebook a lot because, truth be told, I never really cared how to figure out really how it works. And yes, I know it's not rocket science. I've never bothered to pay attention. I have a Facebook page. I have a picture on there. I have some information, but I've never posted fucking anything. But, I knew what I was getting into when I started listing shit and selling stuff. Like I did all the research because I was curious to know. It's like, okay, have they changed their fee percentages and everything else? But to me, it's simple. And I don't know, maybe I feel like I have more control. I don't know. I've always sold there. I know how it works. It's easy to me. I can do significant bulk edits. And when you're dealing with posting, 100, 150 cards on a specific evening or sitting, it's very easy to do. So but yep. So eBay store at some point in the near future. Probably in the next couple days. I'm hoping. And no, I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. Because nobody here collects magic. So it doesn't matter. So.
Loudmouth, beer drinking.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it. That's going to be it.
Thanks, Amit.
Actually, it's not. The outer circle will know, only because I'll provide it to the outer circle, but no, not Magic Johnson. But I will say it's kept me busy. A lot of offers which I just let expire. Because it's like, this is my thought process. Not that I've explained this to people, but this is my thought process. When it comes to offers, it's one of three things. Either it's an instant decline, which means like you are nowhere close, like you are wasting my time.
Well, yeah, you got a $20 card. Let's say I offer you $3.50. Like, no,
it's an instant decline. Card average sells for $180 and I get offered $150. Yeah, that's an immediate decline. Like, you're not anywhere close. Or I basically let it expire because it's like it's kind of close to where things have sold, but like I'm not really quite sure. And of course, then there's ones that I immediately accept. I don't fucking haggle. I don't. To me, it's not worth the headache, especially when I have, on average, I want to say I have eight to 10 active offers on shit per day. And yes, in all practical purposes, that is peanuts compared to other people. But I'm also not a significant business either. And they're all wrong, but nice try, Bobby. And I want to say, didn't Scott throw one up there too a second ago? Oh, no, that was Paul. And here's the funny thing. This is, and I told this to my kid too. I was like, this is what cracks me up. I'll get lowball offers on something and I'll immediately decline, right? And within typically 36 hours, the card sells for my fucking buy it now price. So it just tells me that, okay, I do my due diligence. Do I price my stuff a little bit higher in certain situations? Just a little bit. Yes, I do. Other times, it's about where on average things sell, not including shipping. Nice one, Paul. Nice one, Paul. But no. But to this point, and not that I need to knock on wood, but 100% of the time, I have declined an offer on something and within 36 hours, it sells for the buy it now price. But see, that's the thing, Bobby. The only thing I do free shipping on is if the card is like $70 or more. And in that sense, I'm eating pretty significant amount of money because USPS ground advantage is anywhere between like 530 and 572 or some shit. So it's a significant price to eat if you do it all the time. Now, I offer discounted shipping when you buy more, but I'm not shipping shit for free. Supplies aren't free. So, but that's the thing. I look at average what they sell for, and I take into consideration how much I charge in shipping. If it sells on average about $10 with free shipping, I list mine for like $8.99, and I charge $1.25 for shipping. 25 cents for additional purchases up to a certain dollar value. So I take that into consideration. Yes, I could sit there and be like, okay, well, here, I'll put mine up for $10 too, like everybody else, and do free shipping. Well, so I do that. I'm eating 74 cents. That's just in the label. That doesn't include the penny sleeve, the top loader, the painter's tape, the envelope, the paper, the gas to the post office, and so on and so forth. If I could just walk out my fucking door like I used to in my house and put the shit in my mailbox for the postal person to pick up, then yeah, it'd be something different. I'm not too far off from that either, Bobby. I think 2001 is when I first started selling. Back when freaking like $3 was the going rate for shipping. And that almost was considered price gouging at Priority Mail. But again, bubble mailer, top loader, penny sleeve, like, yes, some of that stuff is like 2 cents when you buy shit in bulk. Because yes, I buy my penny sleeves and my top loaders by the case. And that's the other thing. Fees were almost nothing. But that's also when PayPal started taking their percentage too. So you were still paying the amount that you were. The only difference is you were paying X to eBay and then X to PayPal. But, you know, things have changed, yet things remain the same. But again, like I know how the interface works. I like the being able to do bulk edits. I cheat too. I use stock photos. Unless it's bigger cards. If it's higher dollar value cards, I actually take pictures. Well, depends on the card. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But so far it's worked. In time, if stuff sits with very little activity, very few views, yes, eBay actually has automation where it will automatically start like reducing your buy it now price over time. I don't know exactly what algorithm they use. So in time, like after stuff's been posted for 30 days or whatever, I'll adjust pricing a little bit. Because maybe at the time, for whatever reason, when I was looking at sold listings, it was having more earlier sales in the month than, which I don't understand why when your default is sold listings ended recently. Why is something pulling up from May 3rd when it's June 2nd? You do. Yes, and Bobby, you do. You have to enable it. But again, I don't know what algorithm they use to dictate how much they'll reduce X whatever over X amount of time. So I just prefer to do that myself. It's easier that way. And then again, I do it like every 30 days, 35 days. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But, also on the flip side, I'm not in a hurry to move this stuff. If that were the case, I'd be taking every lowball offer I got. But I don't have to recoup my money. And maybe you can, Bobby. That's a valid point and a great point. I mean, at some point, I guess I could look into it and see. But like, that's the thing. My reduction mindset on certain things, it's not consistent. So one card may be 50 cents. Something else may be $2. Something else may be $10. Because I go the extra step and actually look at, okay, this stuff has been sitting here for a while. Let me go look at some other more recently sold items. And it's like, oh shit. Like the price has significantly decreased. So I do my best to try and account for that and recalibrate. So, oh, I sell a lot of stuff under $10. And Ty, just for the record, I've sold TD autos. They've just been duplicates. Actually, they've been triplicates because, if somebody sent me a double, they one moved from the TD collection to the Broncos auto collection. So if there was triplicates or quadruplets, then yes, I have sold. But it's because I sold the one that I purchased, not the stuff that people would send me. Yeah, you're retired though, Bobby. You got more time on your hand. I'm technically still working. So just throwing that out there. No disrespect. But you have a lot more time in your hands than what I do. So, but I digress. I know you have. Oh, good. He can talk for a minute.
What would you like me to say?
Anything for a minute while I'm catching up on multiple text messages here.
I'm wearing a suit jacket.
I can see that. And a hat.
Yeah. Everybody was like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in the office. Whose office? I'm like, mine. And they're like, we don't believe you. And I'm like, what do you think I'm doing? They're like, you look like you're interviewing somewhere for another job. I'm like, so I opened my door and I scream down the hallway, Eric, can you hear me? And it reverbs. He goes, yes, I can hear you. I said, see? They thought I was AI because I haven't been in the office for 2 months because I've been trapped in his basement and traveling and making sure we can get shit done. So everybody was like, he lives. I'm like, yep. I said, I do. Like when they said in Ghostbusters, Einstein did his best work when he was a patent clerk. I do my best work in a basement. Don't know what to tell you. But there was people that came in today and they wanted me to meet these people. So here the fuck I am.
Well, you're looking quite dapper there, sir.
No, I try. Most people would say I'm a schmuck, but
No.
then you're not most people.
Oh, so the question becomes though, I thought the whole like sport coat was for the traveling aspect. Why the fuck are you wearing one to go into the
Because
office?
we had guests in the office today.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah. So, and then we had a round table with said guests, and those people decided that they're gonna try to push the old buttons on Vincenzo. So I fired back, and I told my buddy, who's my boss, I don't look at him as my boss. I look at him as that
An
freaking
equal.
guy. Yeah.
As an equal.
And he looks the same as me. I'm like, dude, I said, when they bring this up on Monday, all these fresh new ideas, make sure you tell our new CEO that they were mine. Because you'll have them written down because I just sent them to you. And he's going to go, funny. Anthony said the same thing those time. What are you going to say? I don't know. But good old Vincenzo starting off with Holy War with a bunch of people.
So what were these said guests? Were they an outside company?
No, they were internal vice presidents. Me, I'm but a humble senior director.
Yeah, but even then, like I don't know. Every company is different with their fucking corporate structure.
Yeah.
But it's like,
so if you look at them, the one guy was my boss's peer, and the other vice president would be, in theory, my peer in the structure level.
But
which makes no sense.
Which they have a higher title than you.
Correct. It's senior vice president versus. So there's the senior vice president, and within that, his vertical, it's him.
I got you.
Here's the thing:
but
as long as the pay's good.
No, hold on, time out. I'm confused here because I'm trying to figure this out here. So internal people, so in other words, people who work for the same company, like all are employed by the same company. Director is not above senior vice president.
No.
Nice try. That is not how it works in corporate America.
In most places, no, Baz.
Although it should, because director knows more than a senior VP, but I digress. Most directors actually have done the job of their subordinates in order to get to said position. So yeah. Anyways, not always the case. But internal people, you're having a meeting. If you're quote unquote equals, what was the purpose for their visit? Because what I'm trying to understand is like you're over
operations.
I'm operations and planning, and like you're a conglomerate. You handle multiple things within operations. So what do these other people have to fucking do? Like what?
All the people other than me in my office, they're all salespeople.
Okay.
So to the automotive industry in this area. So these guys are relatively new. One's been there 3 months. One's been there 9 months. Or no, 13 months. And it's their first trip there to meet the people in person that they work with. Or those people report to one of those two guys.
Except for you. You report to...
I don't report to anyone, really. Ownership and God.
Well, that's only because you've proven yourself to this point, and you know that's how stuff is supposed to work. But again, I was just trying to get an understanding and an idea, because when you start throwing around certain titles, I'm like, okay, that's great, but your operations, what the fuck are these people, and how are they going to be providing recommendations or suggestions on how to deal with operations when that's not what they do.
And this is what I was told the other day, or the 2 weeks that I was in Minnesota. They go, "Do you realize you and your boss use the same phrase all the time?" I'm like, "Oh, pray tell, what is that?" And they always say, "What it comes down to," is apparently my phrase. So I'll say it here. What it comes down to is I've worn many, many hats in my career, and I could do just about anything. The one realization that I had with events that happened last September is I'm a bad man when it comes to business. So all these meekness that I had for 20 some years working at the previous company, that kind of is off. So when I go out, if you ever seen Shaka Zulu, and it was called the washing of the spears, well, I'm the tip of the spear, bitches. I'm the tip of the spear. As my boss said, you thought I was blunt. Meet the tip of my spear.
Well, Scott, that's the other thing. It's KPIs and metrics, cutting costs, eliminating waste, i.e., Muda for those who actually are in the Lean Six Sigma space or the Kaizen space. Hi. Only Vincenzo would understand that because we talk the same fucking language. Trust me, I still wish, God, do I wish that somehow the organization wasn't changing direction yet again when we were doing our Lean Six Sigma project. Because if we would have gone into phase 2, I would have been a black belt at the end. And I know
helps.
A lot of people may understand what it is, may know what it is. Other people may not. But if you're a black belt in Lean Six Sigma, you can basically write your number.
Yeah. For me, I don't have a green belt, a purple belt, a blue belt.
You have the award.
I have the highest award in Lean Six Sigma. This guy right here.
But that's what I'm saying. You have the award based on the execution of the project in which that you and your friend developed and integrated and executed.
Yep.
And cost savings, they were actual cost savings, like they weren't, and there is a difference. There's, actual cost savings, and then there's cost savings from a labor perspective, like realized, unrealized. But that's the difference. That's the only difference between you and me, technically.
Yeah.
You have the award. I have the belt.
Yeah.
But I only have the green belt. Because I've two projects.
Yep.
And 2 facilitators for Kaizen, which means technically I'm a certified Kaizen facilitator.
Yeah. I'm at 2, I guess.
Which I refuse to put on my resume because I hate those fucking things, because there's certain expectations that you have to meet. Races and this and fuck all that garbage shit. Like, just, okay, let's whiteboard this shit. This is what we're doing now. Now, how can we eliminate some of this shit and cut out X?
And for me, it's like a lot of people, when they see me coming, the new guy, they're like, he's the Bobs from Office Space. I'm going to cut people. I said, the one thing I want to tell you is the thing that I despise the most is cost savings through the reduction in force. Learn something new, do something different, use the resources that are already there. Don't do what you had to do to bring me in because nothing was working. Bring me in and let me make sure we don't have to hire from without anymore. Ta-da. Sometimes you do, but
There is one exception to that.
Yeah.
Is after your due diligence and your research and you're digging into things and asking your questions and calculating expense and so on and so forth, there are times in which you realize how much fat is there.
Yeah.
And what people are saying that, oh, well, it takes me X amount of time to do this and X amount of time to do this. Okay, why does it take you X amount of time and it takes this person half of X amount of time and this person over here a third of, like, this isn't making any sense.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, you're gone.
It's like Dave versus any other Zoops employee. It's
Now,
like
mind
Dave
you,
time, everybody else.
We're only basing it off of what Dave says.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I trust in Dave. I trust.
I'm being an ass right now because
And so am I
get it.
But
I mean, I know, but I'm with you. And Dave, I trust because just casual conversations. And even when he's freaking dragging ass because we've stayed on a podcast for way too long and he only gets like 2.5 hours of sleep and he's going to be a grumpy, get off my lawn type of guy the next day.
Not Dave. Say it ain't so.
He's still going to go in. He's still going to do the job and he's going to do it well and efficiently in hopes that he can actually leave at a decent time so he can go freaking take his ass back to bed. The problem is all the other dipshits who don't do work efficiently, he has to pick up the slack. So,
yes.
And yes, in those situations, I have no doubt but to believe what Dave says. It's no different with some of the stories that Bob would give us.
Yeah. With what's Bill? Was his name Bill?
Yes.
We could use a good Bill story right now. Live in the mood.
Well, we already know Bill was fired, so there is no more Bill stories.
You know what was funny, Stu? My boss said the same thing to me. He was like, he messages me, and I'll actually look at it. Let me switch my switch. What the heck did he say? It was funny. Where is it at? It was odd.
It's funny. It was odd.
Where the hell was it? How's your day going? Question mark.
Oh my God.
What in the hell? What the hell are you wearing? Do you have a job interview? Are you actually Vincenzo? Did you create an AI video that you have joining all these meetings? Is this a glitch in the Matrix? I'm like, no, dude, it's me. He's like, why did you dress up for those guys? I said, because I just want to prove a point that sometimes the big schmuck that I am, I'm going to roll in deep and I'm going to look the part.
Well, first impressions,
and this is my favorite attire to wear: a button-down shirt, dress pants, and a sports coat, and a hat. This is Vinny's real look. This is how I like to roll. But I just got lackadaisical over the years.
Well, you worked from home.
Yes, that's probably why.
Hey,
and
guess what? I work from home. Collared shirt, fucking shorts. Because guess what? Nobody sees me. They see this.
See what they when I was at my previous company, I never went on camera. Frankly, because I just didn't. I was the voice from beyond. Now I have to be on camera because that's what everybody does here, apparently. So
mine was situational.
I just basically, I didn't care whether it was required or not. I just didn't do it. And here they want to, so I make sure at least I'm business up top, party below, or however that saying goes. So I usually wear a polo or a button-down shirt, but today I went straight from work to. Apparently, we have more tryouts. Even though my kids made teams, I was told we have our last 2 matches of this trap season. was basically she didn't play high school, so they put 10 games together for her to play. And then next weekend we have tryouts, and we got to go to friggin' 4 of them. So we have to go to the U15 and U16. So I got to go to 2 days in a row, 2 tryouts, because now they're talking that she might play up for senior, junior, senior level. So she is the top goalie. So it's gold, white, black. She is the freshman team, black team goalie. So she is the creme de la creme. Now, her old spot, because they switched in the state of Michigan, they're by grades, not your birth year. She could play up. So she is on the same team she was last year as the sophomore white goalie. But she is also going to substitute on the black team and fill in for her, who's doing the same thing from the one above, which is she's the junior starting goalie, and she's the white team starting goalie, and she's the black team, her actual age starting goalie. So it's like C's going white or black then white, this girl's going black then white, or white then black. So they're going to share time at that level apparently, and then apparently they need up here junior senior level, they need somebody that'll fill in. So apparently sees that person too. And the mad Serbian basically said stay here one more year, and then next year I take it. I was like, you do it, my fellow countrymen, you do your thing, you let me know. And he's like, this is no play on 4th team. So she was supposed to be on the 2nd team, and she ended up 4th. And they split goalie time. And C's like, I'm not splitting time with anybody.
No, that's stupid.
I'm your starter or I'm not. So, in my opinion, I don't even want to try out for that team again. I don't want to pay the extra $4,000 that it would cost to play there, which is redunculous. I want to go try out for another team like Liverpool or one of the other clubs around here that just start one goalie.
Whatever, Arsenal or
Yeah, that's the only club really. Well, like the Nationals, they take out of the Bundesliga, they take Bayern Munich, they use their symbol and they alter it. The Revolution took another club over in England and they alter it and they make it there. Hello, doggy. And that's what most American clubs do, unless like Liverpool is somehow associated with the Liverpool club over in England. It's sort of like MLS and MLS Next. You have, LA Galaxy, and then MLS Next is Galaxy 2, or like USL, you have DCFC, then you have DCFC 2 that plays in USL 1.
you need to write all that down. Everything you just said for the last 5 minutes, write it down.
It's
Splitting not on
complicated.
the gold team, but she's on the splitting time on the white team, but the freshman black team.
Oh yeah, I get confused too.
Yeah,
I am literally. And again,
I had asked my wife. I'm like, well, "How does this work again?" I said, "Is she on the top team for her age?" Yes. Is she on the second team 1 year up? Yes. Got it.
I can't imagine like the team reach groups you're in. Like, how many freaking? We got practice today for this or this. It's like
yeah. Well, we only have 2 to 3 teams per year. The club she tried out for her age group alone, there's 5 friggin' teams. 5 teams. Or no, 4. They have 4.
I know you said it's like super big over there, but I'm like,
huge.
That's just fucking insane when you.
And every kid's good. Like, you can't go there and be a slouch. Like, they don't take you unless you're good, whether you're on fourth team or. But see, every club I've realized does not focus on keepers. They will put somebody in there as a body because their team is good around them and they don't have to make the saves. So really, do I
Except
want
for
her to go?
except for the teams that she's on because they have no fucking offense, and she's the
Yeah.
only one who actually keeps them in a fucking game.
Well, that was Sunday. She played the first half, faced 12 shots, stopped them all. And then I said, is she changing into a field kit? And she did. And she went up top and played striker. She hit the crossbar twice. Tonight they were doing lightning, and you got to go in goal, stop a ball, then go and shoot. She goes, she stops the ball, comes around, and she hits the pole once, gets the rebound, hits the pole, the other pole again, hits the top pole, hits the right pole. The third rebound, she hits that pole. She hit the pole 3 friggin' times. I said, you just have no luck, child.
You should have gone and had her pick out a lottery ticket or pick the numbers for the lottery. Because the chances of that shit happening are slim to none. That many fucking bar hits? Jesus.
Well, and I imagine rebounds, like good rebounds, where you can put it right back towards the goal.
And Baz, I agree with you. There should be like 2 teams, 3 at the most. At the most 3. But US soccer travel is a freaking cash cow. And that's
Obviously.
what the professional players I know and the people from other countries basically say we'll never get to where the other things are because the talent often in somewhere else. Look at David Beckham, poor kid from the street. Messi, poor kid from the street. Ronaldo, poor kid from the street. They recognize the talent, they put them into the program, they do it. They pay for what they're going to get. Here, if you have the greatest talent in the world and they can't spend the money, guess what? They get left behind. That's what sucks. And I'm blessed that I'm able to do this for her. And I tell her it's an opportunity. Not too many 10-year-old kids are traveling around with a pro soccer team. Granted, third tier soccer,
Doesn't
pro
matter.
soccer team.
You know,
You still had an experience that no other kid around you had. You've seen a game and witnessed games that are beyond what the scope is that someone your age did.
Well, that's one of the main reasons why I stopped playing in middle school. I stopped in 7th grade because I I knew that I was capped at rec league.
Yeah.
Because although I had opportunities, I had an invite to play. Well, I should say to try out uh, for the number one, what they called select team, which of course is
Yeah.
pay to play,
Yep.
and the number 2 classic team, which is a step up, at least here in Texas. That's
Yeah.
the designation.
Yeah.
You know, select teams traveled within like certain number of states.
Yeah.
Classic went all over the world.
Yeah.
And
That's like
like,
our kids just won the state. They're going to Utah in 2 weeks.
yeah, I just, as much as what I would have loved to have been given the opportunity,
Yeah.
I I knew that there was no way. Even with my grandparents' help, there was not a chance in hell that that could have been. And again, like that was what 30 years ago,
Yeah.
34 years
It's
ago.
yeah.
So
It,
take that into consideration. You know, $2,500 or whatever at that point in time.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Stu, that's a good point. A lot of politics affect all this. And that's what C faced for the last year or two. Somebody's sister was on a team and she was really good. So her sister got a spot overseas because of politics. Now, I don't think that kid said they were leaving this year, and I don't think she's getting a spot back. And they were going to go to another team, namely the one she tried out for. And I don't think she made it there either. So they'll probably give her something low down the trough, not a goalie. They'll probably put her on as a midfielder or something, which that's what she naturally is. She's not a keeper. And that'll keep her happy because she'd rather be a field player. She just was a goalie because that was the only spot for her. Where I want my kid to do it on talent. If
Right.
if she doesn't do it then what is she really going to get to in life? When you get to the college level, there's no politics. It's, are you good? Or you're the daughter of some rich person that donated $1 million and you get to play. But how many of those are out there? You got 2 of them on a team and then 18 other people that got to earn a spot.
Right.
So I just want her to be happy is what it all comes down to.
Well, it's a lot of soccer. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this in the event that like I would ever talk my niece out of continuing to do what she enjoys. But my nephew did it all through high school. Played for high school, also was on a pay to play team.
Yep.
So double duty. Very talented. Very talented. He usually played left forward, even though he was not left footed. He just found a way to make it work for him because he was fairly quick too. And his junior year, he quit altogether because he got fucking burnt out because
Yeah.
it was just, it got to be too much.
My oldest daughter, my middle daughter, my nephew, all 3 of them. They could have went to college and played. 2 of them softball, 1 baseball. My nephew did go. He was on a baseball scholarship for being a pitcher. And he walked on. He's like, I can't do this anymore. It's not in me. And he quit. He lost his ride, so he had to pay for it. So that was his
tough.
decision.
It's tough.
Yeah. It's not an easy life, and if that's what you choose to do and you could swing it, God bless you. But it's not for everybody.
And that's the thing. You have to want it through and through. No matter the circumstances, no matter the aches, the pains, the agony, the disappointments, the frustrations, the highs, the lows. It's what you want and what you think about 92% of the time.
Yeah.
And it has to remain that consistency. Because if not, eventually, like you start hearing that other voice somewhere way back over here saying, like, why do you keep doing this? Why are you putting yourself through this? Like you could,
Yeah.
And it's tough. And Dave, I know you can relate because you've had conversations with Naomi about it. It's like, if you want this, if this is seriously what you want, I will do everything in my power to continue to get you to where you want to go. But you have to put in the effort 110% of the time. Because I can't get you
Same here.
to this. I can't get you to this. You have to want it. You have to do it. You have to execute. You have to continue to improve, better yourself, practice, whatever. Amen to that, Vaz.
I said to her today, too, we went out and practiced for probably an hour and a half. Man, it's fucking warm out there. And again, it wasn't like a super crisp practice. There was talking going on, talking about like the World Series last night for softball. But I also told her, I said, you need to do shit on your own. You have to do this stuff to break that foot and that leg down. If you don't, I have a feeling one of the girls that played shortstop this year, she's going to try to shoehorn her way back into like trying to pitch. She'll be a senior next year. I said, you've got to fucking make this as easy a decision as it can be for the coach, whoever's coaching. Like, you put in the work, you put in the time, you are out there busting ass. Like, if you don't, when softball season rolls around and whatever happens, happens, I don't want to hear complaining. Like, literally everybody that sees me at the store, that's all I hear is like, man, you look ragged. Like, yeah, correct. I am. If I don't sit down for like the first 4.5 hours of my shift, because I'm breaking down pallets, putting them away, putting the stuff then, that stuff away on the shelf, 95% of the time, if I see something that's empty or like I've got something in the freezer like the grill, I'm bringing that back out. So it's not just like vacant trips and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you see everybody else just start kicking the dog. I'm like, yeah, by the time 11, 12 hits, I'm cooked. Like, this isn't what I say. Again, I know the sitting jobs and like, yeah, you're communicating, doing all that. Like, for somebody who's an introvert, for somebody who would rather not talk to people, take care, Brian. Talk as much as I do in the day. It's like, man,
It's galley.
it's taxing. It's just like, so I'm like, at the end of that part of the day, I'm like, you got to be ready to go. Because if I come home and you're like, oh, let's practice at whatever, 2:00. If I lay down,
Yeah, we're done.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know what time I'm waking up because it's just, I'm beat. So I said, the sooner we can get out there, it's going to be hot regardless. I don't care about that. I'm like, I can start bringing a smaller cooler with like more Gatorade in there with that on ice from the store or whatever, and immediately bring it over. It's gotta be on you. It's gotta be you looking at things and saying, "That's what I want." She still wants it. It's just again having the team hear that doesn't put any time in ever for anything. So at least to like the JV coach lived next to her and her mother. They just moved behind the baseball field, which again, it's just like 3 blocks away. But she's told her too, because she's got her number. Like, if you want help, if you let me know. 'Cause she works, I think, admissions for University of Minnesota Duluth. So her time off is the next 2 months. And I said, I'm going to tell her if she wants to get out there and field. If you want to play first, then we can get somebody else, one of her friends that's like one of her own friends on the team at second where she plays. I'm like, I just want to get people out there. So again, you're not fucking up because you don't have fielding practice in a goddamn practice where you're sitting and I go do my banking, I come back and see because it's gonna rain. I'm watching you pitching against a fence where everybody else is taking fly balls or grounders. That doesn't fucking do any good. Like this is a ridiculously run practice. So I get out and I'm like, you want me to catch for you? Yes. So I go over there and the coach doesn't say anything, doesn't even look over there. I'm like, again, I get your kids at school. I get it. She's the pitcher, but I don't know. My brain doesn't work like that, where it's like I'm so focused on these few people that, like, no, you get over here and play right field, play somewhere where you might be needed. Where again, I don't know why she's not playing somewhere else. I said, you've got to fucking work on your batting. At least she paid attention like a lot during yesterday's 4 fucking games, where one of the players for Texas, she made a stance change and like an arm, like the elbow was up and the hands were up a little more. She went from batting what I was like 316 and like 17 homers to like 390, 400 and 27 or 29 homers. And I said, that's what you need to be doing. Because she's compact like you. She ain't big. She's like more thick, but I'm like, she's not tall. This is some lanky gal out there. So you've got to do this to become somebody, if you want to continue on, that you're going to get noticed. It's not going to be because you're just pitching. You need to get noticed because you're an all-around player. You're in fucking northeastern Minnesota. You're not in Georgia. You're not in Florida. You're not in California, Texas, Oklahoma. You're nowhere where it's a fucking softball hotbed. So you need to do everything in your fucking power to make sure you stand out.
Yep.
And if you don't ever look back and say, man, I wish, and then towards me, you would. I'd be like, motherfucker. I literally, that first 2 years of your pitching, my knees, my ankles, my
Your
shin,
wallet,
my wallet,
a car.
my arms, the car. I mean, it just, everything was geared towards you, and everything is geared towards you. So if I'm giving up my time, you can fucking do something too. You're not,
Very true.
you got to give more than you think you need to give if you want to get to where you're going. So,
Yep. I'll be right back. I gotta go get a beverage. So Vincenzo, you're gonna have to talk.
Yep.
yeah, we haven't even talked about like going down to the cities yet, because I think she starts back at the ice cream store tomorrow. And I'm like, you're gonna have to chip in more than just a lesson, because that gas being so cheap, I'm like, that's again when it's whatever it was last time we went 249ish. Maybe the last time we went 289, somewhere in there. I'm like, that's $60. I mean, it's not great, but I don't even want to know what it's gonna be now.
It was $57 to fill up the car tonight. And that's what 50 cents off. It was $3.50 a gallon.
Yeah, like ours up in Ely's $4.29. So
Yep.
and stuff on the North Shore was like $4.89. I'm like, it's
When I was there, it was about $4.29. And then my parents said it was roughly that in Pennsylvania. $4.29, $4.39. But I got a kick-ass card coming. First one I bought in a long time. Since, are we still a podcast about the Hobbit? Apparently so.
I've already got next week's topic. talk to Michael about it. I'm like, come on, friends. So, and that's one of the reasons right there. It's like all this stuff, like, oh, all of a sudden, let me just look this up. Okay. Yep. Watch list, offer, counter, accepted. Ah,
I requested my COMC yesterday. Literally, to get all the cards I want was over $700 if I wanted it by the end of June. It was 500 and some dollars if I wanted it in July. And it was like 300 in August. So I chose $45 and get it September 27th. So the rest of Christmas will be via the Bay, and I'm down to 3, 4, 5 people. Everybody else is done. And then next year, I'm taking a hiatus due to a home purchase and other reasons. So it will be, I wouldn't say a total hiatus, but it'll be more like a Michael type deal. Here's your card. I really thought it out. Bang, done. And the 12 cards of Christmas, much probably to Robert's chagrin, is might be a thing of the past because he named it so eloquently. But yeah, reasons, as we say on the show, reasons.
well, and again, that doesn't detract from like the thought or the wanting to give. It's just like at some point too, it's like, holy buckets. It's a lot to do because you're
Yeah,
sitting there and you're trying to think, you're trying to remember, you're trying to.
it's a process. I'll tell you that. And I think I'm just gonna hit one last time this year and finally ship out the Canadians, which I've been saying for 2 years. This will be the time I ship it because we're gonna have a big Care Bear Christmas. I think that's what it was, the Care Bear Christmas. It only happens one time a year. I think that was the saying. I don't know. Hey, yeah. So this will be the because I ComC I relied on a lot of things, but if it takes you 3 months to ship all my cards and to ship them any quicker is over $400, $400 to $750 any way you shoot. That's just ludicrous. That's like insanity. Like you can't ask for like $70 and then put it in a UPS package and ship it out. It's $700. That's there's no like I don't compute that. I shipped 100-pound boxes for work and it was $83.
Yes.
So through UPS, um, $700 is like a pallet of shit that I used to sell, and that was going through LTL, and that was like a pallet full of shit. I'm talking maybe. I know it's a lot of cards because there's a lot of shit in there that's mine. I haven't got one since last. Yeah,
But
it's about a
it,
year.
it doesn't, you're
There's
right.
there's nothing that computes. Let me put it
That
that way.
doesn't compute. Like there is something wrong in their algorithm, their interface, their calculation, whatever. And obviously, either they don't care or people are dumb enough that they're paying it.
Yeah, like if you want one of your freaking cards, like 5 cards, is it like $80 to ship 5 cards
No. Yeah.
UPS
No. No.
next day air? Okay, I get it. But how much are you profiting on that? Is it a profit center for you to make up for other things? It's like a plant. You know, I send this to this plant to make for me, and they ship it back. Well, it's a capacity thing. We can only do it. I said, okay, so that means you have 5 customers, and you take care of the 4 really well. I'm the 5th guy. I pay all your overhead for what I give you business for, so you could take care of those 4. If I disappear, how do you pay your overhead?
You don't.
I better start moving up the chain a little bit because overhead ain't cheap.
Or you start laying off people because you can't afford to pay them.
Yeah, because I can go and find somebody that'll love me more than you do.
Or close down an assembly line in that case. I mean, because that can happen
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's
If you're not spending X amount of money for X product line, we have to literally shut down an entire section
yeah.
of the
And I
line
go
because
if
it
I
costs X amount of money to run
yeah,
it. And
if I go poof overnight, your overhead goes goodbye.
yep, yep,
So make me feel special.
yep. What have you done
Paint
for
me
me
like one of your
lately?
naked girl or your French girls or whatever that saying is from Titanic.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, close
Right?
enough, Dave. Close enough. God, I miss you guys.
I'll be back.
Yeah,
Probably fall.
I'll be back. Sorry, Encino man.
yeah. Louise. God, thinking back to 1990, I was watching something the other day, and somebody goes, "Let me take you back to 1994," and I'm like, "Oh Jesus, please take me back to 1994." It was a lot easier back then. Fuck's
Yeah, can,
sake.
can we go back? I think I was a
Yeah,
freshman in high school.
I was getting towards the tail end of high school, but it's like,
You're a year older than
God,
me.
yeah, I was a junior. Uh, it's like, fuck,
All right, we're gonna have this conversation again. Vincenzo, what is your birth year?
78.
Okay, so you are literally a year older than
Yeah.
me.
I blame my father for this because
I'm aware.
I had to think this year, how old am I actually gonna be? Because when I talk to my dad, he tells me,
You will be 48.
yes, I'll be 48. I thought right now I'm 48 because that's the way my dad will. He soon as happy 48th birthday on my 47th birthday. He's like, happy 48th birthday, son. I'm like,
No,
wait a
I just
minute.
turned 47.
And then what he likes to remind me, you were born on 11:59 at night. That's what's on your time of birth. I was born on a Saturday night at 11:59. I think
And
that's what my mom said.
doesn't matter.
Eh,
You're
yeah, and I was
it's still that date.
yeah, but he's like I'm like you people's math drives me insane.
Well, that's why it's like I always have to because you eventually somehow get in my head and I start thinking the same way and then I have to recalibrate and go like, no, wait a minute.
Yep, he's
Like,
right. It was a Saturday night. I'm looking back at a calendar from 1978. I'm just what is it? Trust but verify. That's it.
but you
I was just
always sit
curious.
there and pull the like, yeah, I'm damn near 50. Well, not really. You haven't even turned 48 yet. So you're
Yeah.
not damn near 50. You're only
My
a year
soul's
older than
about
I am.
96.
Well, that's just how we are.
I measure myself in dog years, huh, golly?
There's
I
nothing
measure
we can do to
myself in
fix
dog
that
years.
because I'm willing to bet Dave also feels like he's probably like 102.
200.
What are you doing? Go get your mama. Go lay with your mama.
He's like, no, I want to sit right here.
Oh, when I got back, he didn't leave me for because that's the longest I've ever tried in Ghost. I left for 2 weeks at a time. Oh, you need to go outside. Go ahead. I left for 2 weeks at a time, and the same result. I come back in 2 days, 3 days. They don't leave me because they're like, "You ain't going anywhere, shithead." Yeah. And this guy for 3 days, he wouldn't leave me. Like even now, I left today to go to the office. I come back, he's going nuts, and I'm like, "Dude, I was gone for like 14 hours." Well, I left at
That's unconditional
7.
love, man. That's the
Yeah,
joys of having a dog.
that's the one thing I can say. The dog loves me unconditionally. As long as I feed him, that's pretty
This
much.
this is true, Bobby. This is true.
Yeah, I'm on the back nine.
Yes, and Scott, we also know you're ancient too.
Yeah.
Bobby and Scott are our two ancient contributors. And of course, if Rick happened to be lurking, he would also be in that category.
Or Orlando.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh, yeah,
Orlando.
Orlando. Yeah, I forget. The only difference is Orlando's still, well, no, I guess he's got the gray hair. I'm so
Yeah,
used
but
to just
he's
hearing them
whatever
talk.
age he is, he's pretty spry for his age. I'll give him credit.
Yeah, well, so is Rick.
True.
Scott's just you can tell he's just like he's just chill.
This was
Of
my
course,
cookie from my box lunch. Now I'm gonna eat it for dinner.
and none of us have seen Baz, so it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
you know.
Gauge him.
Mm.
That's all right. I had where the fuck was I? I ended up asking somebody because somebody mentioned something about age or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, how old do you think I am? They're like, you got to be in your late 30s. I'm like, thank you, but would you like to see the amount of gray hair? Of course, granted, gray hair technically does not indicate age anymore these days. People can gray very, very early, so to speak. I'm seasoned.
Somebody said I'm 56, 57. I was like, sure, don't care.
Maybe because the balding.
Mm.
Most of your
Whatever.
grays in your most of your grays in your beard though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Everyone given by
I
my
have
wife.
I have quite a bit. Mine's my kids. But hey, Dave, we're coming up on 2 hours. We can actually make this a fairly decently. I give up. I'm not talking anymore. And all I've had is beer. Wow. This show will be at a decent length. That's
Yes.
not originally what I was going to say, but like I'll rephrase it to where maybe it wasn't so complicated. Oh yeah, as far as the topic is concerned, R.I.P. to all the recently deceased sports figures that we've lost
Good.
recently,
Right.
which
Well,
is way too many.
10 days.
This one I didn't expect at all. When I saw it, I was like, what? Like, what the hell happened?
Well, yeah, we were playing the Thursday softball. So we were in the middle of game 2 and look at the group chat and R.I.P. Kyle Busch.
What?
Pourquoi? Like, are you fucking what? Yeah, him, Claude Mew, Rick Adelman. Again, Ravenberry's older, but still, it's like You don't need to be losing everybody. Again, it's like, oh, the rule of threes. Well, no, it's just everybody's fucking going at the same time.
Yes, and unfortunately, it's
Not the
it's
people
only going to
who
get
don't.
worse as we get older.
Denny Hull.
Yeah, it's been feels a little bit more consistent, or yeah, more consistent this
Uh,
year than in previous years.
DJ Rob Bass recently too. So now him and Rob Bass, and then like because DJ Easy Rock died a couple of years ago, I think. So those two are gone now. It takes two to make a thing go right if anybody else is still. Like, who the fuck is that? But
I'm still trying to get over Tupac and Biggie.
that will never happen. I still remember those. Yes.
But let's see. Of course, this is what AI pulls up. I'm pulling the research department for a second. Now, again, this is what AI is putting up here. Of course, I'm trying to look to see if a certain. That's interesting. How in the fuck is AI going to have this list and not fucking include freaking Chuck Norris? But James Vanderbeek, Marcia Lucas, Brad Arnold, Rob Bass, and Africa Bambata.
African Bambata.
Thank you. Okay. Kyle Busch, Alex Zanardi, Lou Holtz, and Bobby Cox.
Didn't
And
even
then
know that.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I think Dave is the one who put Bobby Cox in the group chat. And then public figures and executives, Robert Mueller, if you want to call it that. To me, that's Mueller, but whatever. Ted Turner and Scott Adams. But again, like, how in the fuck is like Chuck Norris not going to be on that list? And yes, there are more people, of course, but
Africa Bambata, Planet Rock.
Okay.
Rock, Planet Rock. See.
I got you. But yeah, and again, there's gonna be more, but that's the list that AI decided to freaking come up with, and no
Maybe
fucking
AI
Chuck
is scared of Chuck Norris.
Maybe.
Maybe AI asked permission and Chuck said no from the great beyond. And by the way, that was the best oatmeal raisin cookie I've ever consumed in my nearly 48 years of life.
I'll take your word for it because I can't stand
God
oatmeal
darn,
raisin.
that was good. Holy mackerel. I got to ask Kit where she got those at. They were like a box lunch. It had a fruit salad, a bag of kettle chips,
A
and a
sandwich.
sandwich. But it was like I had a turkey Swiss, which I usually don't like Swiss cheese, but I just grabbed one. It said turkey club, so I thought it was turkey and bacon because I'm a fat guy and I like bacon, but it was not to be. And
But that's the problem. Everybody's definition of certain sandwiches is different.
correct. So, but it was pretty good. And I
Because
need to know where that's from because I want to go buy some of those freaking cookies. As you saw, it was quite large, and I ate the whole damn thing because nobody else in this place likes oatmeal raisin cookies,
Oh,
and I don't. My dogs don't like raisins; they're not good for them. So I was afraid somebody's gonna throw him an oatmeal raisin cookie and he's gonna trip out or worse. So
so if you were to say club to me, I worked at Subway, so a club is ham, roast beef, and turkey. So, which is why I said club can be many
Yeah.
things to many people.
Yeah, because when I think of it, I think of turkey, ham, and bacon. And that's what I was hoping for, but it was not to be.
Bobby, that may be in the realm of the Great White North, but here in the States, depending on where you go and
Yep.
what restaurants you go eat at, a club could mean a multitude of things.
Yeah. Just like I want a Coke. In New York City, it's a Coke. In Mississippi or Texas, they're going to ask you what kind of Coke.
Well, no, that's the thing. Yes. Hey, what do you want to drink? Or hey, do you want a Coke? Yes. Okay. Well, what do you want? Well, what do you
Yeah.
mean? What do I? You want Dr. Pepper? You want Coke? You want Diet Coke? You want Sprite? You want Pepsi? Everything here in Texas is a Coke.
Yep.
So
That's
yeah,
when I
no.
frequented Mississippi. I'd always say, just give me a regular Coca-Cola.
So again, Bobby, that does not apply everywhere. Just saying.
Chicken and turkey. Yeah, that's definitely, if you're not getting that. No.
So, but I get where you're coming from with the whole turkey and bacon. Like I
Yeah. In Pennsylvania, if you went to Albies or Eaton Park and you ordered a club, it had turkey, bacon, ham, lettuce, and tomato on it.
see,
That was their club.
I could also understand ham and turkey.
Yeah.
So, but
Because, like, even
like
at Subway, they've changed the name of my sub 6 times. I don't even know what the piss it's called anymore. I said, I want the sub with, I want the hoagie. I got away from saying a hoagie because people look at you like, what in Michigan? What the hell's a hoagie?
it's a
I
fucking
want a
sandwich.
hoagie. Yeah, I want a hoagie with turkey, bacon, and ham with cheese. That's it. No, no.
So technically, that would be a ham and turkey, and you would add bacon. That's what that is.
Well. Subway, that used to be a sandwich, like the All American or some shit. It
Subway
was, it was,
melts.
yeah, Subway melt. Thank you. They call it something different now.
Hi.
I know, but for years I ordered the Subway melt because I knew what it was. And when you're on an expense report, you could get 2 of them with extra meat under the 20 some dollar limits you had. So I had it where I could get 2 bags of chips, two 12-inch subs, and a drink for X amount of money. And that kept me in my thing. Yeah, that's true.
But no, and that's the thing. Like they changed a shit ton of stuff over the years,
Yeah,
anyways, trying to keep up with the Joneses and all the newer sandwich places.
yeah.
And
I
to me,
had,
it actually went the opposite direction. But what do I know?
yeah. I didn't even know when I was away. I door dashed everything. I didn't leave my hotel. My office, I could walk to it 2 minutes from my hotel. We had 2 offices. One was right there, and the other one was 4 miles away. No, 2.5 miles away. But the restaurant, when you want $26 for a hamburger and fries, I just figure. And
I
then I
get it.
had it one night the last time I was there, and I'm like, no, no,
It's not worth it.
this is a Sam's Club patty, and it's advertised as fresh beef. It's not, and these fries are hideous. So I'll just use this little application on my phone that I learned to use very well, other than the first time where I sent it to the Continental Hotel, not the Intercontinental Hotel, and I lost a pizza, so I had to buy out of pocket. Or actually, I called the lady and she brought it to me for an extra $10 out of my pocket.
Small price to pay.
Yeah, exactly. And the pizza was phenomenal. It was New York style. And then I ate at this other place called Elmore's, New York. They have a water filtration system that matches the pH of Brooklyn, New York. Not since 1984 at Scotto's Pizza in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, which was part of the Gambino pizza connection, allegedly, have I had a more delicious slice of pizza other than New York City or New Jersey.
Look at Bobby. Like, according to Chat GBT, again, like this goes to show you that AI is not the answer for fucking everything.
Typically cut into quarters and how they get that. The last part in parentheses, I'll take that. Chicken, bacon, lettuce. Yeah.
So again,
That's the hill that Bobby Burrell will die on.
that may be what Chat GBT is programmed as what a classic club would be. However, depending on where you go from a sandwich place perspective, you order a club, you will probably get multiple fucking things.
I'm not going to argue about Bobby Burrell's use of artificial intelligence to create things as of late. As if you've seen his Instagram, it's the 20 versions of Bobby in many forms and fashions throughout the years. Bobby Burrell just puts in, I want to look 26. I want this kind of t-shirt on, and I want OPG cards shooting out of my ears. And bada bing, Bobby Burrell has what he asked for.
Well, and
Who
again,
said you can't teach a old dog new tricks? Guess what? Bobby Burrell ate that dog because he learned a new trick.
Well, and again, case in point, it just goes to show you that AI is only as good as how it's programmed.
And it's Bobby Burrell. How could you get better programming than that?
He didn't program Chat GPT for the record.
True. Well, that's like my boss goes, he goes, just put it in a Gronk and let something spit out. So I wrote a proposal, and I wrote it myself because once you were told you're losing your job to AI and then have to take it back 4 weeks later, you have, and plus I saw Terminator too many times to have any faith. And I believe what John Connor said, don't trust the machine. But I digress. I wrote it myself. They said, damn, AI's getting good. I said, yeah, AI. Not Allen Iverson. This guy. I wrote that. They're like, you didn't write that. I said, I wrote that. They're like, I thought it was Chat GPT. I said, well, I hate to be in college right now because I'd be accused of plagiarism. So,
yes, but that's the problem. There are people who actually have the gift of gab, even though, yes, it's written form, that actually does very well with things because it's very easy to write very professional and sound as though that you're smarter than what you are. And that's not a jab because let's face it, that's not what I'm getting at. Anybody can do it.
But it's true for me.
No, you're not dumb. But at the end of the day, there are still quite significantly enough people in this world that do not need AI in order to create something.
Correct.
Like, I've been working on my resume, and the only thing that I've leveraged AI for in my resume is for certain words that AI related programs that companies use that look for certain words to make sure I have some of those words in my resume so it doesn't kick my shit out.
Yeah.
That's the only part of AI I have used.
When I applied for this job, did you know my resume was kicked out? I was the only one applying. They're like, we didn't get it. And I'm like, seriously? I'm like, I'm the only this job is mine. There's only one human on this planet that can do this job because it was written for me.
And it's probably because the software that they used, it didn't have the words that they were looking for.
So what does that tell you? That tells you that a decision made by a machine could pass up potentially wonderful people like myself.
Said no.
My wife would be like, but.
Well, and that's, but again, and then at the end of the day, that's just it. Everything is is ultimately looking for other things to do what a human actually does better.
Yeah.
Because AI doesn't have empathy, sympathy. It can't read between the lines when you're sitting there looking at a job application and or resume or cover letter. Just because you don't have certain buzzwords in your fucking resume doesn't mean that you're not 50 times better for the job compared to somebody who that's all they used was an AI generator to fucking create their resume, and they're the ones who got picked, and they don't know shit.
And then I read an article that they said that the dismissal rate of that generation that uses it is the highest. It's like 60 some percent. I'm like, yeah, because they made up their shit. And then when you actually go to do the shit, you can't do the shit.
Well, but truth be told, though, it's going to be whoever conducts interviews or whatever, those individuals are failing to weed out those individuals because it's very easy to look at a resume. And when you see so much of certain things and you're like, this is almost too good to be true.
Correct.
This is almost word for word of the job posting or the job description.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way that this person who's 25 years old, just graduated from college, has done all these fucking things.
Yeah.
And knows what all these fucking things mean.
My eventual resume is going to be, do you want me to fix your shit or not? And it's going to be written on a piece of paper. I'm going to hand them, and they're going to look at me, and I'm like, do you want me to fix your shit or not? That's what after my 12th interview here at this company, I
Which
looked
is
at the CEO at the time and I
dumb.
said, here's what it comes down to. Do you want me to fix your shit or not? And I'm leaving a company after 23 years. And the answer was yes. And now he's gone. And I got a new guy who I really like. So,
Well, and some AI is very easy to tell. Others, it's getting harder in certain situations because I think it's getting a little smarter to where it's not going overboard with various word choice in
yeah.
certain things. Because case in point, the the guy who I'm training to take over my job, his boss wrote this big, long, extensive transition plan with dates and expectations and all this other shit. And it was like, in an email, if it would have been in a Word document, it probably would have been damn near 2.5 pages. Like, and broken down by dates. This time, it's going to be the basics. It's going to be this. And like, oh, it looked really good. It looked really good.
Too good.
Now, mind you, I've worked with this guy for almost as long as what I've been there. Half the words in there, I don't think he even knows what the fucking definition is. And this is no disrespect to any Marine. I respect the armed services and the armed forces, but this guy is a Marine. He's big, tall, and it's sir this, yes, sir this, sir that, sir to start a sentence, sir to end a sentence, in multiple times in paragraphs and sentences. That's just how he always has been. And this fucking transition plan, there ain't a single fucking sir anywhere in that stinking transition plan. So as I'm reading it, I called my boss and I was like, damn, AI is grand, isn't it? She goes, what do you mean? I was like, please tell me you've read this transition plan. She goes, yeah, I'm reading it now and I'm about to reply to it. And I'm like, that motherfucker didn't write that. That is all AI generated. She's like, how can you tell? I'm like, Chrissy, how many conversations have you had with this guy? How many times have you heard him use whatever word it was, or used this word, or been this organized and specific? Like, never. Have you ever had a conversation where he hasn't used man at the beginning or at the end of a sentence when having a conversation with you? On the phone, not an email, even though it used to be an email form too, because that was what he did. Ma'am and sir. And she's like, good point. I'm like, please tell me you're going to nip this in the bud because this ain't going to fly. Although it looks great and fantastic for his boss to read and be like, hey, this motherfucker is smart. No, he's not. Not to mention this position, this role, these job functions, it's not that granular. But nice try. Anyways, wrap us up, Dave.
We now conclude our episode on job functionality and how you should approach it.
And AI sucks.
Thank you all for joining in, watching. As we mentioned before, make it a lot easier when the comments come in, no matter what they are. So thank you again for that. Until next week, Vincenzo, Steve, Dave. It's been the IRP. Trading cards, it's a wonderful hobby. The friendships you forge along the way, it's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.